Hi, my name's Robin Davey, also known as Gut Bucket Slim. I'm going to do a quick run through every blues bass line you might need to do a show with a blues band. If you're in a blues band, it might give you some ideas of how to vary up your bass lines, because you know it can get quite repetitive playing 12 bars all night long. And one thing I've spent my time learning playing in a blues band for a long time is how to vary it, how to give yourself different things to do so you don't get bored. So hopefully for beginners you'll get a whole bunch of stuff that you can play around with, and if you're a more advanced player, there may be just a few little things that you can go, oh, I never thought of doing that. So here we go. I'm going to start off, I'm going to play everything in A. I'm using my Ernie Ball Music Man Big Owl bass, which I love, and it's an awesome bass. It's a 5-string, so if you're playing on a 4-string, just ignore the big fat bottom one. And here we go. So first off, I'm just going to play a really basic, your standard kind of blues bass line. I'm just going to play it in A on the root chord, but you can just play the exact same shape when you move up to D or E in the 12-bar structure. So here we go. This is just a straight bass line in A. So just to break that down so you can see what notes I'm playing. It's the A, D flat, E, and the G flat. And now I'm going to give some variations, some very subtle variations, but it just changes it up a little bit. So here's the first one, and we descend back down after we play the initial run. So here we go. So I'm bringing in the high octave on the A and just running back down. Now here's another one, very subtly different again, but it's just a slight variation. So we're in A again. Here we go. So I'm just bringing in the octave A, but then I'm going back to the D flat. And again, just to reiterate, so these can all be played in each chord. So then for the change up to the 4 chord, and when we go up to the 5. So that's the basics on that one. Now another one is then bringing in the 7th note, so it's this very similar shape, but we go. And again, I'm just going to stick with the more major feel. Another couple of variations. So here we go. So we're just hitting the D flat second again, but then we go up to the D, the E flat, and the E. And then you can also play a very similar thing where you go which is kind of cool. It's a bit weird, but it's also gives a cool feel. Here's another one, and I really like this one when it kicks up a little and kind of when there's a guitar solo and it's building. It's really nice to bring this in because it fills it out a little bit, and that's again in A. And we're hitting the G flat and the G there. So and you can also do a variation where you fill it out more still. And then you can also play the same thing but using the lower octave. So and again, so on the change up on the 4 chord, okay, so staying with the major feel, but this one also can kind of cross over to a more minor feel too. And it's a run down, and we're in A, And we're going to go so it's A, G, G flat, F sharp, E. And then again there's another variation on that, which could be so I'm hitting the high octave, doing that same step down, slightly different timing. Okay, so that's there's a few ideas there for the major. There's a more complicated one which I'll do at the end, but now minor ones, which are cool, sort of a Mina shuffle, sometimes a more Texas style shuffle. Stevie Ray Vaughan did a lot of these. So I just start with a very classic one. Wait on Time, Fabulous Thunderbirds did it, and it's a classic shape. So here we go. You can change it up, you can put more feel, you can put more notes in it, or you can swing it a bit more. All the same notes, just different variations on how to play it. Then again, another minor-y feeling one, similar thing, but you kind of turn it around and you move up in the scale. So those all use this, the A, the octave on the A, the G, and the E. And then again, some more variations on those, so more things to play with. So that's more of a jumpy one, a little more technique involved, but it's cool. Again, it can be brought in with both those bass lines I played before to vary it up, especially in guitar solos when you're building guitar solos. Okay, another minor one. So that's A, the octave on the A, step down a semitone, down to the G, and then the D, D sharp, E. Okay, this next one is another classic. It's as Help Me by Sonny Boy Williamson, but it's used across the board in many different tunes. So again, nice and simple, and in a more minor feel. So that's A, C, and D. You can vary it up again. And here's another one, which is kind of, I think, it's more swingy, maybe a little more old-time feel, but again, in the same kind of minor feel. So. That's A, G, and E are the notes in that one. You can also play the same thing and bring in the C. So it's okay. So there's a bunch of stuff there. Okay, so this is something, and it's often the simplest things are the hardest things to do. And this this is something I really enjoy doing, again, to fill out and bring in a different feel for a guitar solo. If you've been walking on a bass line and the song gets more driving, if it's a build or something that the guitar player's playing, it's often cool to simplify what you're doing on the bass, but just fill it out. So rather than just sticking on one note, you bring in, on the 5 string, I bring in this note here, the bottom E, but you can also do it on a 4-string by introducing the open E. I'll play it on 5-string first, and I'll play a version on as you would on a 4-string. So it's simply just it really sort of drives a song along. And so again, if you were playing on a 4-string, you'd actually use the open E. I kind of like doing it with a 5, with using the bottom string, because you can control the string a bit more with both hands, with your dampening with your left hand. So cool. So within that, again, you can bring in other notes with that same kind of swing feel. So you could go. So I'm just bringing in the G underneath it, and then you can also do a chromatic little walk up. So it'll be. So there you have it. I'm going to do a couple more slightly harder things to play. This one's going back to the major. It's a faster thing, and it's cool to just throw in there. It's good not to overuse it, because you can easily overuse these things. I'll run through it slowly and then play it at a faster tempo. So it's the A, C, C sharp, D flat, and then the E, up to the G, A, B, and then run down A, G, E. So. And then play it at speed. It's a bit show-offy and it's a bit fiddly, and it's not so much in the real tradition of blues, but it's something that's skippy and cool that you can throw in there at some point. So there you go, bunch of blues bass lines. I hope you've learned something cool, and subscribe. I'm going to do a bunch of these things. If there's something specific you want to know, email me, message me. I'm on Facebook, or send me a message on YouTube, and I'll do my best to do something. Cool. Thanks for watching.